Angry guy here, and women don't realize the nightmare that they are facing. Get this channel to 100,000 subscribers by subscribing to the channel if you already haven't, like the video, and turn on notifications to never miss another video ever again. Now let's begin. Women don't realize the nightmare that they are facing. I mean, guys, if we look at some statistics very quickly, we can actually see here that US millennial women are now more likely to pass away in their late 20s and early 30s than any generation since the World War II generation. And this is really, really significant. It's really, really significant. And it's something they don't want to talk about. It's something that is being shielded from society. And modern women themselves are still out here in the streets dancing around thinking that everything's going to be okay. They're going to land a millionaire, which is absolutely ridiculous. These women are falling into poverty rapidly. You know, the rate of women being deleted, maternal mortality rate, and rates of self-deletion have all increased for women aged 25 to 34. Women today will now have shorter lives than women who were born in 1928. Not only will they have shorter lives, but their well-being is lower. Their finances are also not as well as women who were born in 1928. That is correct. So women today are living in higher rates of poverty than women born almost 100 years ago. They are not as financially stable or financially capable as women who were born almost 100 years ago. This is back when women would stay in the home. They had the entire house. They had plenty of money. They had everything they needed, and they had a lot of free time. They don't have that anymore. You know, you can see this picture of Whoopi Goldberg, who is a feminist icon, and I'm telling you, there are going to be lots of women who literally say that, you know, women like Whoopi misled them when they finally see that things are not going very well for them and that they're struggling to even buy a meal and afford a meal. You know, a lot of women are actually saying that guys are not approaching them anymore. They don't know what's happening. And of course, there are a lot of narcissists who are trying to play it off and downplay it, like this lady right here.
Remember that you're the prize always.
Say that one more time.
Just remember that you are the prize.
Yes.
That's like his golden slogan for me.
Yeah. And what does that mean for you in relationships when you're like, I'm the prize? What does that mean?
It just means not compromising like my values, my happiness, my peace, not settling for less than what I know I deserve, and not being afraid to walk away from a situation if it's like no longer serving me.
And it's amazing because you have these women who are so deep in their masculine. She's talking about her peace. It's like you're dealing with men, and they believe that they are the prize. A man comes to a relationship being a provider and a protector. A woman comes to the relationship with literally nothing more than herself and her look, you know, the look on the exterior that's basically covered in fake up. And she thinks that because of that, she is the prize. A woman must actually create the value in the relationship so a man brings his value, a woman has to create value, and that she could do that through cooking, cleaning, you know, being agreeable, being a good helper, creating a space for a man in his home that is comfortable and that he wants to come home to, by providing him with exceptional intimacy, you know, and looking for other ways to add value, you know, like for example, going above and beyond in food preparation, creating exceptional meals for him, cutting up his food for him so that it's easier for him to eat, giving him a massage at night after he's come home from a long day at work, planning events, taking the additional step to make sure that he's happy, that he's healthy, and that he wants to continue going out there and working and grinding to create a better life for her and their family. These are the things that a woman would need to do. And she has to always be consciously aware that he can always get up, walk away, and find someone else. So she needs to do this on a regular basis. This is a lifetime investment. Modern day women can't do this. Modern day women don't know how to compete. They cannot compete with women overseas who are raised to be wives and mothers from, you know, since from the time they were children. So it's going to be pretty darn hard on these women. in Western society because they don't comprehend what's coming. They think that it's one big game. They're basically acting like men, living like men. They're deep in their masculine. They're very, very deep in their masculine, and they think that it's just going to continue on like that. And it's pretty sad. But you know what? Nothing lasts forever, and women have chosen this for themselves. They have chosen this path for themselves. They have decided that they want to go in this direction. But the problem is that they live in cyberspace. And you guys, if you think this is a game, there are all these guys who are now basically jumping on the bandwagon, and it's going to increase, telling women, okay, well, you can't find a man right now because men aren't approaching you anymore, but I'll sell you a course teaching you how to do this. And when they sell these women these courses, they're not going to sell them cheap. These are like $1,000, $2,000 courses, sometimes more. And, or they're like, we'll put you on a payment plan. And then, of course, there are the consultations and so forth. And the truth is that these women can't land the man. But you're going to have these guys, these chads out here trying to get their buddy, try to convince these women that he's gonna teach them how to get a man, when reality it's not gonna happen for them, because many of these women are post-wall. So for example, a guy wants a woman that he can have a child with. If you're 35 years old or older, or even in your 30s, you're either approaching a geriatric pregnancy or you're now at the stage of a geriatric pregnancy. At 35 years old, that's a geriatric pregnancy. And modern day women, they completely lie to themselves. They tell themselves this is not true, that they can have children up to the age of 50. Guys, this is insane. It's absolutely insane. They literally have convinced themselves that they are essentially in the same bracket as men. You hear women saying that, 70-year-old women are dating billionaires, and, it only gets better for women as they get older because now they date men who are wealthier and more stable. And it's just, I'm like, wow, these, the loss of reason, the loss of being able to rationalize and be grounded in society is so insane. But this is where we're at right now with modern women. They've completely decided to go off the deep end. They've decided that, hey, you know what? I'm going to take this path in life. I'm going to make a decision, conscious decision, to disconnect myself from reality, to disconnect myself from sanity, and I'm going to basically live in a delusion, a reality that does not actually exist. And they don't realize the nightmare they're facing. They don't realize the hardships they're facing when they can't afford food, when men basically walk away, when the economy finally does dip again and it doesn't come back up. And of course, you're going to have, the government trying to pretend like, oh, everything's good. Like right now, things are terrible. People can't buy food, but it's hard. And the thing, and everyone's living off credit. Everyone's living off credit right now, and there's going to be another big credit crash. And of course, the government's found ways to basically lie about everything. When I went to business school, the professor, he told us one very important thing about the economy. He said the economy exists entirely in our heads. All right, the economy exists in our minds. If people believe the economy is doing well, they spend. If they do believe the economy is doing poorly, they don't spend. They basically changed how they measure unemployment as well. For example, a number of years ago, they changed it so that if people stop looking for work, they say that they're no longer unemployed. So people who drop out of the workforce are no longer unemployed. So you have like 7 million men who dropped out of the workforce just in recent years, and they say, oh well, they're no longer unemployed. So every time people drop out of the workforce and stop looking for work, they say, okay, well, they're no longer employed, everything is good, and they count that as a bonus. And of course, they just use that to drive down the unemployment rate to make it look like the economy is much stronger than it is. And if people believe that things are doing well, then they're just going to spend. Right now, they're doing what they call doom spending, where people are spending, you know, just spending to kind of cope, with the hardships that they're facing in reality and society. Many people today are now consciously aware that they will never be able to own a home. And the only people that are purchasing homes right now are really women. No man in their right mind is going out and purchasing a home at this point unless it's an investment property. But women today are purchasing homes at higher rates and living in them, and they don't comprehend that they're losing all of their income in these properties that they'll never be able to pay off, because a lot of women don't even understand the concept of principal and interest. So they'll go and they think that they're going to keep on down the principal, and they don't understand that, or they don't understand that what they're doing is they're just paying the interest and they're not actually paying down the principal. Yeah. So they have a very interesting surprise coming to them, and they're also purchasing these properties that are really not worth it, because it's like we haven't confronted the issue yet, that with the average person making $50,000 a year, and a lot of these properties now costing $1 million for what, a single family house, at some point people are going to ditch these properties entirely. Like, it doesn't matter. Many of them may become rental properties, but more and more people are going to start saying, yeah, I'm not going to live in this. I'm just going, remote work is only going to grow. Remote work is only going to grow. People are doing gig economy jobs now in the place of normal work, and we are entering into the creator economy, where everyone will have to create some value for themselves. At some point, 10 cities will become kind of normalized, and people will just begin, normalizing living in 10 cities and RV parks. This is where it's going. And there is no more middle class. And with the loss of the middle class, that is having a massive and drastic effect on global society, on American society. Guys, get this channel to 100,000 subscribers by subscribing to the channel if you already haven't. Like the video and turn on notifications to never miss another video ever again. Women don't realize the nightmare that they're facing. Let me know what you think regarding this. Let's talk about it in the comments. Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you like the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MWA, men walking away, and cheers.